Welcome to my Asshole Podcast. Let's get into it. Welcome to my Asshole Podcast. It is a Tuesday. It is a beautiful Tuesday episode. Hope you guys have enjoyed your weekend and you're starting your week off. You know what I mean? Starting your week off good, man. Hopefully you have been having a good week. Hopefully you guys had a good 4th of July, all that good stuff. You know what I mean? All the good stuff. All that good stuff, man. It's good to be back. It's good to be back for another week. Got another set of episodes, man. We're just doing our thing. The train is rolling. Hope you guys enjoyed the start of Sweet Venom. I know we just started that on Thursday, so hope you guys enjoyed the start of that. We'll be continuing that on Thursday of this week, obviously. I did go ahead and revamp some of the playlists for you guys. So I made sure the playlists were just a little easier to find. Also kind of attaching the book art to the playlists, whether you're on Spotify or you're on YouTube. So just made some changes, made some things a little easier for you guys. That way, you know what I mean? It's easier for you guys to find the content for one, and then for two, it's easier for you guys to kind of find what it is you're looking for and you want to watch, you know, all that good stuff. So without further ado, though, we're going to be reacting to some videos. We're going to be doing some scenarios today. So yeah, let's just get right on into it. All right, let's not even beat around the bush. So this first video, I ain't gonna lie to you, I haven't seen it, but honestly, it's one of those things where, like, I always tell people when they get on me about it, they think I'm mean and an asshole and this and that, whatever, but I mind my own business. You know what I mean? I mind my own goddamn business, and I'm gonna show you why I really mind my own business, you know? All right. Bam! Oh! What the fuck? Oh, because look, bro, like I said, man's is dead wrong. Man's is dead wrong, but old girl, they just walked up, bro. That's why you just mind your own business. I'm sorry to say it, bro, but that's why you mind your own goddamn business, man. I'm sorry to say it, bro. It's like, look, and that was probably her friend, or maybe she just looked at it like, oh, this dude is, look, man, like I said, hitting women, that's a bad thing to do. I never condone that ever in my entire life. But you got to realize there's some motherfuckers that will hit a girl. You know what I mean? They will hit that. And that's what I'm saying. And that's why I always say, it's just better to kind of mind your own business sometimes, because you just never know what a motherfucker is capable of, especially when they're emotional and they're like in such an erratic state of mind. You know what I mean? They don't really know like what's going on, and you just never want to deal with that. You know, you just don't. You don't. That's why I don't really go outside. I ain't gonna lie to you, man. I don't go outside like that, just for the simple fact that motherfuckers are crazy, dude. They're crazy. I see people for the smallest things get their life ended. You know what I mean? Or they're not even like just dying, their life ended, but they go to jail. You know? Like, you locked up for some bullshit that you could have just let go. You know? Crazy work. All right. This video I've seen a lot. I've seen it everywhere. I've seen it a lot. And I thought, you know, why not just go over it? I did a video. It's on YouTube. It's like a 9-minute or so video where I talk about your girl going to the club. And why I look at it like telling your girl not to go to the club is a thing where, you know, you shouldn't do that. You shouldn't be like, oh, sure, babe, go to the club, have good fun with your friends and all that. Why, that's a shitty idea. Because in the video, I pretty much explained, to summarize it, I pretty much explained that women don't go out to the club, or they don't go out to these things with the express intent to meet men. They don't. They have the express intent to go have fun and do their thing. And I agree with that 1000%. But here's the thing. When there is alcohol mixed in, and then there are her single friends that aren't really going to tell her, hey, that's a bad idea. They're egging her on to do dumb shit, as women do. You kind of get a combination of what's going to happen in this video. So I'll play it and then we'll talk more about it. All right. Oops. Damn. So obviously on the right is the boyfriend, on the left that's the girlfriend. She went to the club with her friends. And now she all up on 2 dudes. 2 dudes, bro. And she kissed that dude. Kissed him. Look at her. She's like, I don't care about that guy anymore. And then I guarantee the white girls right here that are like, that's probably her friends. That's her friends. Not even telling her that that's a good idea. And look, even if he was there with his girl, like say he went to the club with his girl, yeah, still, bro, this is the exact reason why it's like, dude, if you don't just stomp all this out in the get-go, this can never happen. Because I guarantee you this is a situation where she wanted to go to the club with her friends. He thought to himself, you know what? Let me just go with her. You know what I mean? Let me just go with her. Fuck it. Like, this possibly can't happen. And guess what? It fucking happened. You know? Because the thing is like, dude, if you're the type of dude where you're the kind of the placeholder boyfriend, your girl don't really like you that much, and all that kind of stuff, bro, once the alcohol is flowing, once this and that, you know what I mean? Because it says he sent his girl on a girls' night out. So I'm assuming that he didn't go with her. But I'm playing devil's advocate. Like, even if he went out with her, even if he went along with her, bro, it's a simple thing of like, once the alcohol is flowing, once your girl kind of sees just what's going on and there's just a little more options around you and stuff. Like, Clavicular shows this all the time on his streams. You know what I mean? Like, dude, like, it's like, come on, man. So like stuff like this happening, it's all the time, and that it just shows like further credence to that video that I did where I was talking about the idea of your girl going out to the club and why you got to put your foot down on that, why you got to stop that. Why you can't just, you know, you can't just be letting your girl do whatever the hell they want to do, bro. You know what I mean? Like, come on, man. It's crazy to me. It is absolutely crazy to me. All right. Let's see what the fuck is going on here. We got some wildebeest crashing out.
Hey, fuck with me on my kid, bitch. Where the
You
fuck
alright?
my fucking purse at? Bitch. You don't even got on no shoes. Bitch, I don't give a fuck about shit. And this bitch pull up to his gas station getting shot.
Yeah, I knew I wasn't bugging.
What the fuck, bro? What? I really don't get. And I just don't get why people in general feel the need to crash out in corner stores or in gas stations. This is why I don't go inside. All right, this is why I don't go inside to pump my gas or like pay for my gas or anything like that. Fuck no, bro. Fuck no. This is the exact reason why I don't do that shit. I don't. I'm sorry to say it. I don't go inside. I pay at the little thing because I know like some people be like, oh, but it like costs a little more. I think it's like 10 cents, 20 cents extra if you use a credit or debit card or whatever. And I'm just like, I will eat that 10 to 20 cents extra on getting my gas because there ain't no way you ever gonna catch me walking up inside a gas station and somebody just crashing out like that. You know what I mean? Like, was her crash out crazy? No. But could it have gotten there? Yes. You know? Like, bro, that's what I'm saying. It's like, the fact that some people be crashing out like that, it's like, what are we doing, bro? What are we doing? It is crazy to me that people want to do that shit. But hey, you know? All right. Let's see what the fuck is going on here. Got some wildebeest crashing out. All right. Let's see what the fuck is going on here. Got some wildebeest crashing out. All right. Let's see what the fuck is going on here. Got some wildebeest crashing out. All right. Let's see what the fuck is going on here. Got some wildebeest crashing out. All right. Let's see what the fuck is going on here. Got some wildebeest crashing out. All right. Let's see what the fuck is going on here. Got some wildebeest crashing out. All right. Let's see what the fuck is going on here. Got some wildebeest crashing out. All right. Let's see what the fuck is going on here. Got some wildebeest crashing out. All right. Let's see what the fuck is going on here. Got some wildebeest crashing out. All right. Let's see what the fuck is going on here. Got some wildebeest crashing out. All right. Let's see what the fuck is going on here. Got some wildebeest crashing out. All right. Let's see what the fuck is going on here. Got some wildebeest crashing out. All right. Let's see what the I know everybody's talking about the phone, but nobody's talking about the self-worth. This video, I say it all the time. This video is, I think, a perfect illustration of what I talk about on this show. A lot of times I tell people all the time, I say, if you have to micromanage your partner, that is a relationship you should just not be in. I'm being dead serious. If you got to micromanage your partner, that's just not a relationship you should be in. A lot of people, and I mean a lot of people, feel like, oh, I have to go to the extreme of checking their phone, having their location, putting AirPods, putting an AirTag in their car. You know what I mean? I got to text them to know where they're at all hours of the time. Like, look, bro, for me personally, like, if I'm dating a girl and I can't just trust her that she is where she says she is and she's doing what she's got to do, then honestly, I just don't care to be in that relationship. If I just have even just an inkling of thought of that you might be doing that shit, I just look at it like, bro, the relationship is over. I don't need to stress myself out. I don't need to put myself in a position where I'm constantly thinking about you and wondering where you're at and, oh my God, this and that. Because, bro, you just end up with bullshit like this.
Tigger, get off
my phone.
Do you not see Autumn crying? Bro, why
Stop. I'm not doing that.
Yes,
She
you did.
dropped.
Bro, you're literally stepping on her.
I'm not stepping on her, Alex. I just want
Bro.
my phone. She could give me the phone and it'd be over. She could give me the phone and it would be over.
Bro, just get over her.
Bro, get your
not
crocodile tears out of here,
phone.
man.
Get off of me,
Give me my phone.
Steve. If I was anybody else, you wouldn't be doing this
If you
shit.
say so. Here's my phone.
Bro, just get over her. You can buy a new phone.
Get off of me!
Mr. Tigger!
Get off of me!
Mr. Tigger, get off of her now!
All right, the dude behind the camera is annoying, bro. My thing is, look, I would have just let her go ahead, bro. Go through it. I mean, nigga, you already caught. All right, you already caught, bro. Hey, let's keep it a OP, my guy. You're already caught. You know, like, come on, man. Hey, like, you're already cooked on this one. You kind of already got caught, bro. Like, the fact that she wants the phone in the first place goes to show you're already caught, my guy. There's nothing else you need to do or to contribute to this. Like, let her have the phone, let her find what she gonna find at that point. You might as well just be like, you know what? Hey, it is what it is. If you find what you find in there, it is, you know, oh, whoop-de-doo. You know what I mean? Like, bro, that's the thing. It's like, for one, I think she should have more self-worth in herself, because if your guy is that protective over his phone, obviously something's going on, and, you know, you should obviously ski on daddle at that motherfucker at that point, because it just makes sense. It's like, dude, if he's guarding his phone that much, clearly there's something going on. If he's being that aggressive about his phone, clearly something's going on. Obviously, she's throwing some theatrics and threw herself on the ground and is crying. Like, bro, get the fuck out of here with that. Like, he barely touched you. But it's the fact that it's like, the fact that he's fighting over his phone so hard goes to tell you, bro, it's over. Like, for both y'all. Like he needs to just be like, all right, fuck it. Go through the phone, is what it is, I got caught. She needs to look at it like, the fact that you're so protective over this phone tells me something is going on. Like, both of y'all are cooked, bro. You know what I mean? So what are we trying to save this relationship for? Well, you know, like, I don't get it. Y'all are both cooked. You're both in the wrong. You're both in a situation of, like, it's over. You know what I mean? The relationship is over, bro. The relationship... done, finito. It's over, bro. There is no, like, saving this relationship, or, oh, if I go through the phone, I might not find something. No, bro. The fact that he is so adamant about his phone goes to tell you, niggas cheating. The fact that, like, you feel like you got to go through the phone so damn bad already goes to show you, bro, the relationship is cooked. It's cooked. That's why I say it all the time on the show. And I've said it so many times in so many episodes that I've said, if you have to micromanage your partner, the relationship is over, bro. If you can't trust that your partner is doing what it is that they say that they're doing and doing what they got to do day to day, bro, doesn't matter. It fucking doesn't matter. It really doesn't, bro. It just doesn't matter. And that's why I always say it, man. I always say it. Like, it just does not matter. You know what I mean? So, yeah, man. All right. Looks like we had an old man crash out. Let's see what's up. Oh, shit. Oh! What the fuck? Yo! That old man was straight beating on that kid. And the crazy part about it is all the women at the table did nothing. Nothing. Abso-fucking-lutely nothing. They just sat there, bro. They just sat there with their jaws on the floor while this boy was getting socked up by an old man. And then this other dude comes out of nowhere and slaps the boy. Like, what are we doing? What are we doing? Like, nobody's going to jump in here and help me out? Like, come on, man. Hey, bro. Look. It does say, you know, he threw food at the man's wife or whatever. And, you know, I do believe, like, hey, if you're going to do some dumb shit, you know what I mean, you're going to get a dumb prize. You know what I mean? Play stupid games, win stupid prizes. But at the same time, it's crazy that, like, there's 3 other girls at this fucking table, and nobody did anything. They just let this old man just whoop on this boy. Like, nobody's going to grab this old man off this boy and be like, yo, what the fuck is going on, man? Like, bro. Like, this old man straight just assaulting this boy. Like, what the fuck are we doing, man? That is crazy work to me. Like, oh my God. Look, my thing is I think both of them are in the wrong 1,000%. Like, the boy's definitely in the wrong for throwing food at the man's wife. Okay? You don't do that shit. That's not cool. But the old man is crazy in the fact that he over here hitting and beating on this kid. Like, bro, like, that's a child, my guy. That's a child. Like, come on, man. Like, I don't think it's ever, like, okay to beat on a kid, man. I don't. Look, kids are going to do stupid shit, and they're always going to be dumb to some degree, and it is what it is. You know what I mean? And that's kind of why it's like, I think there are other ways you could have went about it instead of just beating them. But all right, man, you know. All right. Let's check this out real quick. Oops.
Wait. So my friend met you on an app.
Huh?
My friend met you on an app, right?
Yeah.
But you just got another guy's number?
He asked my number.
And you gave it?
Yeah.
Okay, well that's not gonna work then.
Damn.
We don't really like to go out with girls to give their numbers to everybody. So, yeah, you guys have a good night. All right.
Damn. Yeah, bro. You know.
She belongs to the streets.
Yeah, come on, man. Like, that's crazy work. It took 10 seconds. 10 seconds? You know, like, bro, see, this is the thing that's, like, so wrong with dating nowadays and stuff like that, is that there's no loyalty in it at all. You know, there really isn't. On the guy's side, the girl's side, especially, I would argue it's more on the girl's side just because they got more options. You know what I mean? Like, women nowadays, they will meet a guy who's really good, who's a great guy, this and that, but they'll still feel like he's not enough, and they have to see what else is out there. They just constantly have this grass is greener mentality, and when you constantly have that grass is greener mentality, dude, it just puts you in a position where you're never satisfied. You're just never happy. You're never able to be in a position where you're like at a state of content, you know, and everyone looks at content and comfortability as bad. And it's crazy to me because I'm just like, why? Why would you look at comfortability and content as like something that is bad? You know, like I will never get that. I'll never understand that. You know, it never makes sense to me that something that everyone says they're striving for. Everyone wants the stability of a nice relationship. Everybody wants the contentness of like, oh, I can go to bed and I know my partner's not cheating on me, or, oh, I know my partner loves me and I care about them and stuff like that. Like, why do we deem that as bad nowadays? Like, obviously back in the day, we used to love that shit. Yeah, it was one of those things where like once you found a person and you could be content with that person, that's how you knew. That's how you knew that was your person, bro. Like if you could be content with that person, if you could just be like, you know what? I could do this for the rest of my life. I could be with this person for the rest of my life. You were like, all right, cool. Boom. I need for nothing else. The world has aligned, like everything is just perfect. I need nothing more. You know what I mean? But for some reason now, it's like when we get to content, they're just like, content? What? Huh? Why would I want that? That's terrible. That is the worst thing ever. Content sounds boring. Content sounds like a jail cell. Content sounds like slavery. And to me, as like an old head, if you want to say, I'm looking at it like, huh? What the fuck is going on here? What side of the barn, you know what I mean, are y'all niggas waking up on? Because it's like, I would personally love to get to that point with a girl where I can be content with her. I hate the whole like chasing and trying to figure out and wonder if she likes me or not and this and that, and if she's still talking to other people, or if I'm it, or if I'm this and that. Like, bro, for me personally, that part of dating and that part of that relationship, honestly, I am so numb to it, to where it's just like, until a girl really shows me like, yeah, she about this shit, I don't really give a fuck about her. I just don't. I'll take her out, I'll court her, be nice, this and that. But it's like, if you aren't really actively showing me, hey, you're the guy, this is what I want, I'm down for this, I just don't give a shit. Like I was dating a girl one time, and everything was great. Everything was fantastic. We did this whole like friends to dating thing. So we were friends for a while. I think we were friends for like maybe 2 or 3 months, maybe 4. We were just vibing every time we hung out in our friend group and stuff like that. Her and I were just vibing, staring at each other, sitting close to each other. We'd have like little cute touches and shit. Like we were vibing. And then I just told her, I was like, hey, I've been noticing you and I just been vibing. You and I have like this crazy connection, and I love it, and it's great. And so, I want to see where this goes. And she's like, you know what? I've been feeling that too. I kind of want to see where it goes. And so took her out on a date. Fantastic first date until the end, of course. I mean, it was like fantastic until the end, like when I was driving her home, because when I was driving her home, all of a sudden she's just like talking about her exes and being weird and this and that. And I was just like, man, all right, man, I'm kind of not about that. And then, I kind of got past that because we talked through text, and she was like, yeah, I was nervous and this and that. And that's why I said all the stuff I said. And, I didn't mean to, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, all right, no problem. And then, we went on a second day, and the second day went over a lot better. And it's not like the first date was bad. It was just that one part of the date where it's like right at the end, like I'm hoping the date was going to end great, but it didn't. And then the second date happens, and it was great all the way through. But then I was having a conversation with my buddy, and I was just like, hey, I'm not really getting butterflies with this girl. I'm not really getting like that feeling of like, man, I can't wait to see you again. I'm not really getting that feeling of like, dude, I can't wait to talk to her. Can't wait to see her. No, I'm at a point where I'm just like, I really don't care. And when her and I kind of stopped talking, because obviously I had this conversation with him, and then like maybe 2 months after that, her and I did stop talking. Why? Because she was still talking to other guys as she was talking to me, which, hey, that's fine. That's dating. It is what it is. But I just kind of knew in the back of my mind that she just wasn't really all in on this. And since I was all in on her and she wasn't really all in on me, that's kind of what gave me that feeling of like, you know what? I'm just not into this. I'm just not fucking into this. And so it's what made me realize that unless the girl is kind of all in on it the same way that I am, I'm just not going to be into her like that. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not really gonna care to put too much into it. I'm gonna sit there and kind of not even put 50%, man. I'm gonna be putting like 30, if she's lucky. And I hate that dating has kind of gotten to that point. And obviously we can blame dating apps and we can blame the internet and Instagram and all that. We can blame a multitude of things, sure. But it just sucks that it's like dating no longer is this like, I'm going out on a date with you for the simple fact that, you're the only person that I've really seen in this way for a while now, or you're the only type of person out of the guys that I've talked to that I really connect with, because I just don't think women value connection anymore. Maybe guys too, but I've noticed this more in women than I've noticed it more in guys. I've noticed that guys do value the connection. Once a guy, a guy will be dealing with a girl casually and he really won't care about her too much. But then once he kind of develops a connection for the girl, then all of a sudden he's like, you know what? I'm for this, this is my girl, son, but what I've noticed when it comes to women though, it's like the connection aspect of it, it's so very lost on them. They're willing to just go on a date with a guy they don't really care about. They're willing to let a dude do all this stuff for them that they know, they're not going to go anywhere with or do anything with. And I've just kind of noticed this and I'm like, I guess, since I've been doing the show, it's kind of opened me up to this a lot more, and it's opened me up to just, the dating scene in general and what's going on. And then obviously my own dating experience has kind of furtheranced that. And so it's one of those things where it's just like, once I go into the dating, once I kind of feel that like, damn, she ain't really 100% into this. All right, never mind. I'm not into it, because I'm the type of guy that I won't even ask a girl out on a date or anything like that unless I got a real good connection with her. We don't have to be like the best of friends before we start dating or anything, but it's just like, I want to see that the vibe is there. I'm looking at you, you looking at me, we're sitting close, shoulders touching, we got these little touches, giggles, this and that. I'm noticing you're laughing a little too hard at my jokes. Like, that's the type of shit that gets me to be like, you know what? Yeah, I'm gonna ask you out on a fucking date. Like I look at it like, yeah, sure, you could sit there and be like, oh, but like, you know that's not entirely true because that looks play a factor in that. And yes, looks do play a factor in it, 1000%. Okay, looks do play a factor in it, but if she meets the looks requirement, then at that point, I'm looking for that. You know what I mean? It's like I'm looking for that kind of type of vibe between us. Because if I don't get that, I'm just like, what the fuck for? You know what I mean? Why am I wasting my time with you? Yeah, because what I see is a lot of guys wasting their time. I do. I see a lot of guys, just especially in this video. The dude met her on a dating app, probably took her out on a date, and then, 10 seconds apparently before the date, she's getting some other dude's number, and it's just like, bro, waste of my time, man. Like, what are we doing here? Waste of my time. So yeah, man, that's like I said, that's something where I'm just like, I see this a lot where I look at it like, man, it's tough to find a girl that's really all in for you because of the whole grass is greener on the other side. Women don't really connect, I think, as much as they say they do. I'm sure when they get older, I'm sure when they're in their like early 30s, mid 30s, then all of a sudden they want to connect, or they got a kid, they got a kid or two, then they want to connect. But if they're attractive and single, bruh, yeah, I don't think they're really giving a fuck. And it is what it is, man. It just is what it is. I think as guys, we just kind of got to see which ones are worth the time and which ones aren't, and just kind of move accordingly. That's why I tell guys all the time, I'm like, dude, you need to be that guy, whether you're him or not, or whether she's in your life or not. You know what I mean? Like there's no ifs, ands, or buts about it, or even in betweens. You know what I mean? Like, you gotta just be that guy, bro, because if you're not that dude, I'm sorry to say it, it's gonna be tough for you. You know what I mean? It's gonna hurt. It's gonna hurt for you, bro. So, all right. All right. This will be our last video for this episode.
Fighting for women who don't want to take care of them. The whole purpose of a man protecting a woman is so that she could take care of him. Why would he pay for some useless shit that's not going to help him, not going to heal him, not going to listen, not going to be accountable, just in the way?
Facts. Facts. You know what I mean? Fact. Look, I play that video because it's to illustrate that some women get it. You know what I mean? Like, there are women that get it. You know, because, look, I'm gonna say this now. If you are the type of person that you've ever disagreed with me on something and you sit there and you say, not all women, not all men, not all the time. If you're that type of person, you're very low IQ. Okay? You're an extremely low IQ person, because obviously when we're talking about these things, we're talking about these things because the majority of men or women do these things. We don't care about the statistical, like the small, insignificant amount of people. We don't care about that. The statistical insignificant. We don't care about that. Okay, we don't care about the small minor. Oh, but there's a few people that do that. Oh, but there's a small amount of people. Nobody cares about that. Okay, if you're able to kind of think about something and you're able to look at it objectively and say, well, you know what? Yeah, all right, that does make sense. Like, the majority of people are like that. Even though I know that there are some people that do that, I can still look at it objectively and say, in general, the majority of people do X, Y, and Z, whether it is men or women, whatever. And so, obviously, women like this, they fall in the statistical insignificant, where they're on the smaller side. You know what I mean? Where they like, she gets it. She understands what the fuck is going on. And like I said, I show the video to like show that there are women that get it, but it just sucks because there aren't enough of them. You know what I mean? There aren't enough of them. And it's crazy because even when a woman is saying it, they'll still not believe it. You know what I mean? It's crazy to me because, okay, on our Sunday shows, what I like to do a lot of times on our Sunday shows is when I'm explaining things or when I'm talking about things and stuff, I like to, especially when I'm talking about a woman and their habits and things like that, I always try to have a woman explain it. I have a woman, example of it. And usually it'll help women kind of like, okay, all right, yeah, that makes sense. You know what I mean? Because they don't want to hear a guy saying it. They don't want to hear a guy talking about it. And that's why a lot of times I like to bring in these kind of videos where it's a woman speaking about what men are saying and what men are feeling, because it's like, for some reason it hits harder for them. A guy, like you guys listening, you're able to listen to me, speak about it, and you're like, you know what? Yeah, he's right. That's facts. I go through that same shit, or I was telling my friend this yesterday, or, you know what I mean? Whatever the case may be, you're able to just kind of, as a guy, look at it objectively, understand it. But for women, they don't. They're fucking crash the hell out. They're just like, what? Huh? No. How dare you? What? How dare you think you could just mansplain that? And then I bring out a video and it's of a woman explaining exactly what it is I'm talking about. Then they're like, oh, see that's how you were supposed to explain it. And it's just like, dude, doesn't change the fact that what I'm explaining is the fact that it's like, nowadays, women aren't really dating for the idea of like an actual connection. They're looking at it like, I want all these things, but I don't want to give them anything. Like to kind of bring this full circle, because I'm sure you guys are like, why in the hell did he show that video? It was so short. And it was just, what does that have to do with her talking about women wanting a loyal and provider and all this kind of stuff? When we played the first video of the girl that went on the date with the app guy, right? And she has that mindset of the grass is greener all the time. And I talked about connection and, a lot of women don't really have connection anymore. Well, in me saying that a lot of women don't really have value connection in a relationship anymore, I went ahead and had a woman tell you why they don't value the connection anymore. Okay? Where she is saying in the video, women want loyalty and a provider and this and that, but they don't give the man anything in return. I.e., when I gave the example of that girl where, you know, she wasn't really all in it to the relationship with me, where, you know, I was fully into it. I'm like, yeah, let's go. And she's kind of like, I'm here, you know, but I'm like talking to these other guys and whatnot. So I don't really care if this works out. And then that's kind of what made me not care, is my point, is what's kind of, you know, kind of bring this full circle, if you will. And so that again, it goes to further my point of like, it's really annoying how women will want the world out of a dude, but a guy will simply enjoy a girl or want to be with a girl for the simple fact that he's like, man, hey, we got that connection, you know? And that's kind of like the disparity that we're seeing, I think, a lot of times in dating. And it's really tough because it's like, I want to be in that section of like, yeah, man, true love exists and all that kind of stuff, but I just don't think it does, man. I don't. I think love is dead and women killed it. Women love money. They don't love that. And women are loyal to their feelings, not the man that they are with. That's just the way it goes, man. And, you know, a lot of women will get in my comments talking about, oh, well, no, I'm loyal to my man. Oh, no, I'm loyal to I don't ever cheat on him, this and that and that. But it's like, not really, because we know that if he lost his job or his ability to provide, or, you know, he did something that made you see him less than, you would leave. You would leave. And why do we know that? Because of a scientific study of Briffel's Law. And you know what I mean? So it's one of those things where it's like, if you can't, you're not going to be technically 100% loyal to him because of Briffel's Law. It's just the way it goes. And, you know, I can Google Briffel's Law for you guys, just because, you know, you guys might be... Hold on. LT. I might show it. Here it is right here. But yeah, so let me go ahead and right there. Let me see if I can zoom that in for you guys. Hold on, give me 1 sec. Let me zoom that in. Okay. So we have it here, Briffel's Law. So, you know, Briffel's Law states that the female, not the male, determines all the conditions of the animal family, where the female can derive no benefit from association with the male. No such association takes place. So what it's pretty much saying, in like, you know, smart speak, if you will, is the fact that once the female realizes that there is no intrinsic value that it can benefit off of that male, it deems then the male as useless, and they don't need the male. I.e., when your husband loses his job, or if your husband does something that makes you kind of see him in a lesser light or lesser value, if your guy is just kind of on the couch, like say, let's say he loses his job and he's just on the couch playing video games all day, and you get frustrated and mad and upset, and then you get to a point where you do divorce him and you leave him, well, guess what? Briffel's Law is the reason why that happens. So again, that's why I'm saying women aren't really as loyal as they say they are, just because of the simple fact that Briffel's Law is a thing that is just ingrained into your biology. It's ingrained into you. And so I say love is dead. Women killed it. Why? Because women love money and they're only loyal to their feelings. So again, it's like, you know, it just sucks that, you know, that's the reason why dating, I think, is just so cooked the way it is. And like I said, I think that's why that guy went through what he went through. It's why I went through what I went through. It's why the homegirl is sitting there saying women want loyalty and a provider and all this, but guess what? They don't bring anything back to the man. You know, and then again, you guys are going to try to sit there, but I'm loyal. You're loyal to a degree. To a degree, you're loyal. You ain't all the way. All right. So, yeah, man, I don't know. You guys let me know what you think about it in the comments, though, everything that we've gone over, the videos and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, I mean, it just kind of is what it is, man. Dating sucks nowadays. It just is what it is. And then also, don't throw food at an old man's wife, man. He might beat you up. You know what I mean? He might beat you up. Mind your business, because like I said, motherfuckers will swing on your shit. Just like in the first video, that boy was, whoo, that dude was, man, like I said, that's why I'm out my own business. I ain't gonna lie to you. That's just why I'm out my own business. Yeah, bro. All right, we're gonna get on into our scenarios for today's episode. I'm gonna go ahead and go through announcements and then get right on into it. So patreon.com/Am I the Asshole Podcast. Get that exclusive episode every single Friday, as well as being able to send in your scenario to be featured on the Tuesday and Sunday episode. All right. Get in there, get locked in. You know, you can start your 7-day free trial, and then it's $3 a month after that. Definitely check it all out. We did a episode, I believe, last week. It was the free Patreon episode. We do a free Patreon episode every month, and then we do an exclusive episode every single month. So definitely check that out. Get it in there. The link is down in the description. Audio listeners, thank you guys so much for coming out every single week and coming out and hanging out with your boy. All that good stuff. I love and appreciate you guys so very much. I appreciate you guys are enjoying the show. Whether it's you guys enjoy the Thursday shows, you enjoy the Tuesday shows with just your boy, or you enjoy the Sunday shows with me and Michael. Doesn't matter. Whatever you guys enjoy, or you enjoy all the shows. You know, whatever it is you enjoy, thank you, appreciate you, and I love you. And then, let's see. Audio listeners, go ahead and keep downloading episodes, rating us 5 stars on your preferred platform. Follow us on Instagram, TikTok, as well as subscribing on YouTube. Everything helps out tremendously. We've actually been going crazy on Instagram. Dude, you guys have been showing mad love on Instagram. So thank you for if you followed on Instagram and you just been watching the clips and enjoying the clips, dude. I'm telling you, we've definitely popped off on there. We had one video go viral, and we had to go viral on Instagram first, and then we had to go viral on TikTok second. So I mean, dude, just keep sharing the content, commenting on the content. You know what I mean? Whatever it may be, I love seeing you guys' comments, seeing you guys get a part of it, and all that kind of stuff. So keep going on in there. But we're gonna get right into our scenarios, okay? So our first one is dating multiple people. Kind of staying on theme for today, aren't we? The last man I had 2 dates with told me he was not dating anyone else, but is wanting to until he finds his partner, but is still happy to see me while he dates other women in case we/they don't work out. I understand that we're not exclusive and had only 2 dates, but that still hurt. I always thought when you meet someone you like, you are in your honeymoon period and you just wanted them. I thought the early days of dating was the most exciting as you are still discovering each other. Is this what 2026 dating is? You date multiple people at the same time until you choose one and they choose you back. All I want is one man to choose me and I choose them. I don't want to date a whole soccer team. I feel you, girl. Me too. Me too. Shit. You and me both, girl. God damn. You and me both. I love how we were just talking about this. You know what I mean? The episode's got a theme. But yes, bro, I don't get it, man. I really don't get it. I fucking don't get it, man. Because the thing is like, look, I get there's dating apps and, you know, everybody's on the internet and, you know, Instagram is a fucking dating app. Let's be real. All right. Let's just be fucking real. Instagram is probably the biggest dating app ever because more people are meeting on Instagram than they are on dating apps. It just is what it is. That's why you see every one of those little Rizzler videos or whatever. They ask for the Instagram. Oh, let me get your Instagram. Let me get your Instagram, because Instagram is the biggest fucking dating app in the entire world. You can never prove me wrong on that. I'm sorry to say it. Just off the simple fact that every dude will ask for a girl's Instagram. You know what I mean? Over asking for a number, which I think is stupid. I think you should ask for the number, but hey, it is what it is. Guys are going to do what they're going to do. But it to me, again, I don't want to beat a dead horse, but I'm just going to like skim over it, reiterate a little bit. It's the thing where it's like, look, man, if you're the type of person that you meet somebody and you're all in for them because you feel that connection and this and that and whatnot, and they're just not on the same playing field, they're not on the same footing, it's just, hey, it's time to go. You know, it's time to go. Just stay fuck it, because look, man, you're not gonna feel fulfilled. You know what I mean? You're just not. You're not gonna feel fulfilled by this person. You're not gonna feel like, damn, this is my person. This is for me. You know, you're just not gonna feel that. You're not going to be in that mode of like excitement and enjoyment where you're like, yeah, oh, this is my girl. This is my thing. This is my dude. Like, you're just not going to feel that. You're going to look at it like, oh man, I get to enjoy them for now until they go and see other people. You know what I mean? Like, you're just not going to get that kind of fulfillment, and it's going to hurt you more than it's going to like help you, because what they're doing is they're just looking at it like, hey, I want to just put you like on this shelf right here, and then I'm going to go see what's out there. But if nothing is out there, then I'm going to come back. I'm going to come back though. I got you. And I don't think that way of going about dating is just the right way to go about dating. Yeah, I just don't. Like I said, call me old school. You know what I mean? It is what it is. I got my bifocals on my cane. It is what it is, man. And I think she shares in that sentiment. She definitely does. It's funny, we were just talking about that, and she sends in a scenario. All right, on to our next one. You let me know what you think about that one, even though you probably already did. Okay, 27 female dating a 36 male. We hit 2 months, and he called me a bad name. So I have been seeing this guy, 36. He is Armenian, very Armenian. We recently hung out with his cousin, male 37, and we're chatting about life and kids and whatnot, even though we all don't have kids. His cousin was telling me what he is looking for in a woman. Long story short, my man's ends up calling me a sharmuta, which is a hoe in Arabic. He said it was a joke, and then after a few times, I called him out on it, but not too much since I didn't want to make a scene. His cousin and I were discussing his goals and that people at my age wouldn't have kids immediately, but I told my man that this conversation is between me and his cousin since I'm trying to give him my opinion when he asked. This isn't our conversation since we haven't talked about that, and our timeline... He later on gets upset kinda and says that he can grab any sharmuta from the dance floor and she can have his kids. It threw me off. He also called me a bitch during the conversation, and I didn't appreciate that. Do you think this is enough to end the relationship? I want to end it because it's disrespectful, and especially in front of people, but I don't feel bad since he is, or I do feel bad since he's really nice. Please respond with advice. Okay. Well, first off, you got to understand that these fucking, Arabic niggas, bro, like they have a certain ideal and look of a woman where she is kind of just, I don't want to say she's not a person, but it's definitely not in the ways of how American women are. They kind of look at, if you look at Sharia law, Sharia law is more of just like, women don't really have the same rights and privileges and things like that men do. Women can't leave the house without being escorted by a man. Women can't really drive. Women can't have education higher than, a child's education. So there's a lot that kind of goes through with that. And then obviously they look at it like, a woman's place is just kind of being, in the house and being a mom, and that's that. They don't really see them being anything else other than that. So again, it's like when you kind of get with one of these guys, I don't want to say all the time, but majority of the time you're going to get that. Because a lot of Arabic dudes that live in America, they are Americanized, and they do understand, hey, women, have jobs and they drive and, they go to college and they do that. A lot of Arabic dudes kind of, I think, understand that. But I think the majority of them don't. I think the majority of them are kind of still in their, and I think it's because of their family. It's their family dynamic. It's their parents, their dad, just the way they were upbrought. And so I think that's kind of the reason why that gets pushed on them. And so that's kind of why their ideals are like that. And so again, that's something you just have to kind of like keep in thought. Look, am I saying what he did is okay? No, I'm not saying that. What I am saying, though, is that this can help you understand the reason why he said what he said, or the reason why he's acting the way he is. He's acting just on the simple fact that this is how he sees you. He doesn't see you really as a sharmuta or as a hoe. He just sees you as more of like, you're my girl, and you're not supposed to talk, interact, or be around any other man unless I allow that. You know what I mean? Because, my customs are more of, women can't do X, Y, and Z. And so again, it's like the fact that you're having a conversation with another man, regardless if it's the cousin or if it's just a random dude or if it's a friend or whoever it may be, just the fact that it's another man, it's another penis, he looks at it like, oh damn, you're a hoe. You're cheating on me. You're doing this. You're doing that. And that's just kind of where that comes from. Now, look, if you find this to be madly disrespectful and you can't really like tolerate this, you don't want to be around that, you don't want to deal with it, then that's fine. That's fine. You know, I think, yeah, go ahead and break up with it, because the thing is if you guys stay with each other, because I know you're thinking about staying with him because you're like, he's so nice and this and that, and it's like, is he really nice if he's really doing all that shit to you? But the thing is if he's so fucking nice, okay, and you know he's such a great guy and this and that, this stuff is gonna come back up. You know, and it's only gonna like snowball. Like, this is the start of the snowball. The snowball is small right now, and I'm sure you look at it like, you know, the snowball is small. I can manage it. Is what it is. Then you kind of take that and you roll that snowball. Let's say 2-3 more years down the road, and now the snowball's pretty big. And then you're like, oh shit, okay, damn, you know, and you're already married with this nigga, you gave him 2 kids, and now you're really stuck with him because it's like, fuck, now I got kids, and now I got that. Yeah, I can still divorce him and break up with him and this and that, but now I still have him tied with the kids. So again, it's one of those things where it's like, if this is not something that you can handle right now, it's not something you can handle in the foreseeable future. And so if you can't handle it now, and you can't handle it in the foreseeable future, it's best you just kind of go, you know. And it's funny because I always say this whenever we get these kind of scenarios and situations. At the end, the girl is always like, oh yeah, I'm thinking about breaking up with him and I think I'm just gonna leave. But whenever we get these situations with the guys, you know, oh, my girlfriend was talking to this dude and being really flirty with her and this and that, like, oh, I want to save our relationship, I don't want to break up with her and this and that. And I'm like, nigga, it's such a stark contrast. It really, really is. It is such a stark contrast. I'm like, what the fuck? But yeah. So yeah, man, that's kind of what it is, man. It's just one of those things where it's like, look, that's how he kind of sees relationships and how he sees women in general, because of his background, because, you know, how he grew up, and, you know, yeah. So it's one of those things where it's like, look, that's how he sees things. You kind of go based off of that. I get it. You think he's nice and he's attractive and this and that. But again, it's one of those things where if you can't deal with it long term, you're not going to be able to deal with it in the short. Or if you can't deal with it in the short term, you can't deal with it in the long term. So you guys let me know what you think about it in the comments. Give her some advice. Let's get on into our next one. All right, this one is, haven't dated in over a decade. What the fuck am I supposed to do? Clearly things have changed in a decade. What advice would you give a dude in their mid-30s that has been out of the game for an extended period of time? Wow. Ooh, I've never gotten a scenario like this before. Okay. Sorry to say it, bro, but if I'm being real with you, and you probably know this already, that dating is extremely vain, okay? Dating is very vain. Dating is no longer about us having chemistry and a connection and, oh, I like you and you like me, and get that out of your mind, okay? Because this is what a lot of dudes who are married, they've been married for 10 years, married for 15 years, whatever, they think that relationships still revolve around this, like, idea of, oh, if you find a girl and you guys connect, make her your wife. Oh, if you find a girl who loves God, make her your wife. Oh, if you find a girl who is, you know, just an absolute sweetheart, and, you know, she's going to school and she's just the sweetest thing ever, make her your wife. No. That's just not, bro. Like, honestly, them church girls are probably the biggest whores, possibly, just because the simple fact that they have been so sheltered and so, like, their parents were so strict and kept them away from so much. Dude, the moment those girls go to college, bro, they're the biggest whores in the fucking entire world. You know, the girl that you think you had chemistry with and this and that, well, guess what? You know, she's a sugar baby to this guy, and, you know, she's got another guy that she's seeing and this and that. Like, I'm sorry to say it, the dating world right now is very, very vain. Okay. And once you kind of have that understanding and that idea of dating is very vain, it kind of helps you be okay with the situations that you're going to encounter with women. All right. And let me explain. Say you meet a girl. Okay. You go to a grocery store, you go to the mall, you go to a coffee shop, you're in a bookstore, wherever you meet this girl. You meet this girl and you're like, damn, she's cute. You guys are getting along. You guys have a lot of things in common. Everything seems to be smooth. It's going great. Like, damn, this girl's really great, man. Like, wow, okay. You know, I don't know what people are talking about, that the dating scene is cooked and, you know, that the dating scene is hard to meet women and this and that. You know what I mean? You start texting her, you know, and then you set up a date, okay? Set up a date with the girl. And then it's the day of the date. You're texting her, hey, or you text her the day before, sorry. Hey, are we still on for the date? You know, she's like, yeah, we're still on for the date. Everything is fine. And some of you guys know where I'm going with this. Then it's the day of the date. You text her maybe an hour before. Hey, I'm leaving. I'm on my way. Nothing. And you're thinking to yourself, I'm supposed to meet this girl in an hour, and she hasn't texted me back yet. Okay. Well, I'm just going to go. I'm going to meet her. You go and you go to the place and you're waiting to meet her and you're thinking to yourself, okay, it's been like 10 minutes. You text her, hey, I'm here. What's your ETA? Nothing. And you're sitting there thinking to yourself like,
Hey, yo, what the fuck?
what's going on? Why is this girl not texting me back? Why is that? You know what I mean? We had a great conversation when I met her. I got her phone number. We were texting. Everything seemed so great. Why is it that she didn't meet me on the date? What the fuck went wrong? What happened? And so many guys go through this. So many guys will go through the facts, the timeline, and circumstance. They're like, okay, I met her. We had a great conversation. We connected on X, Y, and Z. I got her phone number. I was texting her. It didn't seem like I was too weird in the text. She was texting me back pretty frequently. She agreed to the date. I texted her the day before to confirm. She said it was good. The day of, now she's ghosting me. What the fuck happened? And that's what I mean. I mean, the dating is so vain in the fact that literally she was confirming the date with you, but she was also confirming the date with another guy. And guess what? This guy was probably the guy that she was just like, he's just that smidge better than you. All right. But I need to confirm the date with this guy just in case this guy falls off. You know, if this guy decides to fall off and, you know, we get into an argument last minute or whatever, and I decide not to go on a date with this guy, then I can still go on a date with this guy. Okay. And that's what I mean. That's what I mean where I say you need to go into a mindset of dating is very vain, that you're going to do a lot of things that just mean nothing to the girl. You're going to do a lot of things. You're going to say a lot of things. You can be the guy, say the right things, you know, do the right things. And it's all in vain. Why? Because when you asked her out on the date, she still ghosted you and didn't go on the date with you. And I'm just being honest with you, man. That is the best thought process to have. It just is. It just is. Dating is vain, and you need to go into it with that thought process of just like, you know what? No matter what I do, it doesn't matter. That's why, look, I'm going to say this now. If you're ever seeing one of those videos of a guy hitting on a girl and he gets her number, or, you know, one of your buddies is like, oh, yeah, I got that girl's number, da-da-da. Like, wait, hold on. No, that is not a W. Okay? Getting a girl's phone number, getting her Instagram, getting her to talk to you, it's not a W. Okay? It's not a W. What's a W is if you can get her on the date. Why is that a W? Because the thing is she could have went out with another guy, but she went out with you. She could have flaked, but she went out with you. She could have went out with her friends. She went out with you. She could have went to a party. She went out with you. You see what I mean? That is more of a W than just getting her number. Bro, getting a number, that's the thing in the past, bro. All you old niggas that think like, oh yeah, I got her number, son. Yeah, I'm fucking in there, man. I'm him. No, you're not. No, you're not. Nigga, you did half the work. That's 50%. The other 50%, you want to know what it is? The other 50% is getting her on a date. And once you get her on a date, then I'd be like, all right, cool, bro. That's a W, baby. That's a W. You got her out on the date. But if you can't get a girl out on a date, bro, I don't give a fuck if you can get her number. I can get 10, 20 girls' numbers. But that doesn't mean I can get these 10, 20 girls to go out on a date with me. That's the difference. You know what I mean? So that's what I'm saying. It's like you need to go into dating in the mindset of dating is vain. Anything that I do and anything that I say, it doesn't matter. Doesn't fucking matter. Okay? It doesn't matter. You say what you got to say and you do what you got to do to get on the date. And if you can get her on the date, then great. Then we can move on from there. But if she doesn't go out on that date, you just sit there and you say, oh, well, on to the next. On to the next. You don't sit there and text her. Oh, why didn't you go on the date? What happened? This and that. Nope. Block. Delete her number. Because if she texts you later on, you tell her, no thanks. No thanks. You stood me up, so no thanks. You know what I mean? You got to have some self-respect for yourself as a guy, okay? Y'all niggas do not have enough self-respect for yourselves. You really don't. You guys be kind of letting girls just, run all over you and do whatever the fuck you want to do, because this is what most of you niggas do, all right? Most of you niggas will do this. You guys will get a girl's number. You'll be talking to her. She'll flake on you on the date. And then you'll have some fake vibrato like, oh, yeah, no, fuck her, bro. Like, I don't give a fuck about her. She ain't this and that. Da, 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 da. Week later, she texts you back, and you're like, oh, my God. Hey, what's up, girl? How you doing? Oh, how you been? What's up? Nigga. What happened to that? Oh, fuck her, bro. Oh, she ain't this and that. Nigga, what happened? What happened with your fake vibrato, nigga? That's what I'm telling you. A lot of you niggas do that. She'll hit you up a week later after flaking on you. And you eager as fuck. You eager McBeaver in this bitch to text her back. Like, no, bruh. No. That's why you cut and move. No thanks. No thanks. You didn't, you flaked on our date. Fuck out of here, bro. You flaked on our shit. No thank you. So again, my thing is go into dating as dating is vain. Have the mindset that dating is vain. No matter what you do, it does not matter. Okay? Just doesn't matter. Just like don't put so much like credence on everything that you do. A lot of guys just overthink. Oh, why did I say that? Oh, why did I do that? Who cares? Who the fuck cares? You know what I mean? Say things unapologetically. Be it unapologetically yourself. And if she vibes with it, she vibes with it. If she doesn't, all right, bye, bitch. Peace. I don't care. You know what I mean? Like, dude, it doesn't matter what I do anyway. Because the thing is, it's like, bro, your girl is always going to be looking for the next best, man. It just is what it is, man. It just fucking is what it is, dude. You know what I mean? So, hey, that's what I'm saying. As a guy, like I said, in your 30s, I think you said mid-30s, right? Yeah, mid-30s. Thing is, bro, dating is vain, okay? Dating is vain. That's just the best thing to go about it. Obviously, go to the gym and, have your money on point and, wear fitted clothes and talk properly and all that kind of stuff. Of course, all that bullshit, but, I would assume that part. Yeah, I would assume that part. So I just went ahead and skipped to the dating part. But yeah. Dating is vain, and she says what it is. But you guys let me know what you think about it in the comments, as well as everything we've gone over today in today's episode, man. I can't believe that's already today's episode, man. This episode fucking flew by. But, y'all, time flies when you're having fun, you know what I mean? All right, love you guys. Appreciate you so much. I'll see you guys on Thursday. We'll be doing chapters 3 and 4 of Sweet Venom. Hope you guys are enjoying the book and all that good stuff. Definitely comment down in the description and all that good stuff. Follow us on Instagram, TikTok, as well as subscribing on YouTube. Sign up for the Patreon, man. We'll have an exclusive episode this Friday, so sign up for the Patreon to check out that exclusive episode, all that good stuff. I love you guys, appreciate you, and yeah, peace.